You said you're trying to figure out the human psychology, right? Well, good luck with that because there is no human psychology anymore. I seen your how you put that. I've I've figured out the human psychology. Okay, everybody's been turned into androids, and the only thing they believe is the propaganda media. Okay, the programming that comes out of the media's mouth. That's all that the people of this country believe and around the world. I mean, everybody's program, everybody's mind's hacked. And I've covered that. But you said you're straightforward attack. Yeah, I am too, Alex. But the problem is like you said, you can take the Rockefeller Foundation information from 40 years ago, lockstep and all of that. You can give it to somebody to read and say, they planned this 40 years ago. It's written by themselves. It's admitted by them that this was their game plan to use biological weapons to attack America and blah, 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 right? Of course, the media are all a collective mind hive, and they're in on the entire scheme. I told you about how they have the heads-up display, and they've been promised to live after everybody dies, and they were promised to be elite when we get to the 500 million Georgia Guidestone number, because they have the heads-up display. They see it at night, right? So they get all this information that tells them just go with the plan. Well, everybody dies except them as the plan. That's why they agreed to pump nothing but fake news. They're fucking terrorists. They're terrorizing the country as we speak with a bullshit flu. And the Army is just going along with it, okay? Because you said I want to figure out the human psychology. Here's how you want to figure. Here's my game plan, Alex. Okay, you allow the media to be the terrorist that they are. Everybody, the Army has the evidence. Okay, the Army has all of this. They know now that these people are a group, collective mind hive. And I was dropped right into the circus bonfire, and it turned out I was the oracle who they plucked information out of my head for years, and I wasn't aware of that part. Okay, now I am now, right? So then when you point out straight facts like I did, like the flu shot having mercury in it and it causes Alzheimer's with charts and graphs, the media shows. Check out the hook while the DJ revolves it. The media mind hive show up to your house and torture you. And they do this for no reason to 22 veterans a day just because they don't like the military. Okay? They literally are using their mind hive technology to drive veterans into suicide. Literally. I'm in their mind hive, Army. I'm telling you fucking facts. Okay? And they tried to do it to me after I pointed out the flu shot had mercury in it. That's a straightforward fact like you was talking about, Alex. It got me tortured. So I endured the torture, electromagnetic, excruciating pain for over 2 years while they put holograms of spiders and stuff in my room while they made me believe that I was dying. And I had 3 heart attacks and went to the hospital with a stroke because they were literally trying to kill me because I wouldn't commit suicide. Because I didn't get enough mind control for me to put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger. So I survived all of that, and that long, dormant jungle instinct kicked in, right, Army? So the game plan that I put together is now that the Army has all of the evidence and knows that the media are terrorists and they're using terrorist tactics to terrorize the American public to destroy the economy, one bullet point after the other, right? Then here is the American people's psychology, Alex. When the Army, the good people in the Army, figure out what's going on, that their families back home are being terrorized by the media, the good people in the Army are going to either be given an order or there's going to be a mutiny, okay, one way or the other. And the good people in the Army are going to go to the media sets because the good people of the Army know that the public's mind is programmed to only believe the mainstream media. So if you want to get into the psychology of their mind, it would look something like this. The Army shows up to their sets, puts a gun up to the media's head and says, tell the country this right now. Tell them you're terrorist. Tell them everything you've been up to. Tell them all your plans. Tell them absolutely everything you know while the Army has a gun to the media's head. Well, Melda and Joe Bob are going to be sitting there watching the TV, and Joe Bob's going to go, "Damn, Melda, this must be pretty serious. They got the Army up in there holding guns to their head. We better take this serious right here. Hell, they're trying to tell us something." You want to program the truth into the fucking country's mind? Get the Army to hold a fucking M16 to a pundit, all the pundits around the country's heads, and force them to tell the truth to the American public how they're globalist infiltrators who are dead set on destroying our way of life. Yeah. And then the Army's going to look like they're going to look guilty of things. The Army's not guilty of anything, Alex. I'm not affiliated with the Army anymore, right? I'm just a veteran who's minding my own business, was, down on the bio. And the media showed up here and pissed me off. And they woke up Bubba Gump, okay? That ghost rider that was with me from the Army. And me and Bubba Gump, and that's not the Army's fault, all right? It was a program, I agreed to be in it, whatever, okay? But that was woken up. The Army had nothing to do with me plotting out how to set up the media. So the Army's innocent of that. They just got the intel from a everyday citizen who wasn't running anything for the Army. I was just feeding the Army information because I really didn't have a choice, because the freaking media was here attacking me, and I'm a fighter and I'm going to fight back, right? These media mine hives are literally attacking people with their technology to change their ideology before their globalist play is over. In the midst of their globalist play, to neutralize anybody that might get in their way. And that's exactly what they tried to do to me. But when they latched onto me with their mind hive, I had some tricks up my sleeve and reversed the polarity, and then they ended up doing what I wanted them to do a lot of times, right? If you haven't noticed. So now they're being set up by me, okay? Not the Army. But the Army's getting all the information. So technically, at this point, the Army hasn't done a fucking thing wrong. Okay? If anybody gets arrested when this is over, it'll be me. Because I influenced the media to hang themselves for the Army so they could show up. Because the fucking media are terrorists. Okay? And nobody in this country is doing a damn thing about it. All right? So I gave the Army all the evidence that proves everything. Right, Alex? You got it too. You're my dead gigger storage, just in case. Okay, so the Army's going to have to, when the troops find out, or whatever, however that goes down, that these people are terrorizing their families. Well, all the guys with the guns, in the green uniforms, will storm the media and force them to tell the country what's going on. And then you have Tulsi Gabbard, who's a major in the Army. See, this is the MASH script. Okay. And it actually, E.T. at speed, all right? E.T. used the Army to destroy these people. And E.T. wrote the Constitution of the United States and doesn't want to see it get shredded. That's a fact, okay? George Washington painting with the flying saucer in the background and the Jacob's ladder, okay? The fallen, not all the fallen ones are terrible, okay? I mean, some of them are, some of them aren't. And what I can tell you for sure is this AI that's driving the media isn't going to be able to beat the fallen ones. All right? The fallen ones, that's why they're here. That's why they're running circles around these assholes and putting nooses around their neck. Because AI is a no-go, media. Your plans for a technocracy and controlling everybody's minds like androids is a no-go. So the Cosmos Club came down here to destroy all of you. And the Army's just cavalier standing clear, like it says in REM, it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Now, why would the fallen one feel fine if he's only interested in protecting the Constitution after he joined the military and took an oath to protect it? Because the Army's going to murder all of these people. They have the proof that they're terrorists, okay? And it just has to be who cares what's going on overseas? I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't care how much overseas has power here domestically. They don't have the power to stop the Army from taking care of business domestically, okay? And anybody overseas or any of these the United Nations or any of you who think you have the power after this evidence that I have is exposed that shows what these globalists have been up to, that you think you have the power to prevent the United States Army from seizing the media, you're sadly mistaken. This is America. the Army can do whatever the fuck they want in this country. Okay. So you can get those thoughts out of your head, because I can read your fucking minds, assholes. And yeah, that's how all that's going to go down there. And yeah, Lieutenant Colonel Smith. Yeah, remember that, Captain Sims and General Laporte? Yeah, yeah. When I sign that paperwork, if I ever come back in the Army, you'll be a lieutenant colonel. Yeah, they actually said that.